What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, this is my channel, Pixie Dust and Spirit Alchemy, where we talk about all sorts of things mystical, magical, taboo, spiritual, supernatural, stuff like that. Guys, today's video is on the topic, why magic may not work. I have first-hand experience with magic not always manifesting, and I'm going to get into why that could be, because there's usually a reason behind it. Genuine reason. Let me start with getting into what magic is. According to the Gallery of Magic, in their book Archangels of Magic, Damon Brand states that magic is a way of changing your life through supernatural means. And then what is supernatural? Supernatural, according to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is of or relating to an order of existence beyond the visible, observable universe, departing from what is usual or normal, especially so as to appear to transcend the laws of nature. Magic is energy work, as I've said in other videos too. It is something that we use beyond the physical in order to change our reality within the physical. And just like anything in life, it doesn't always work. In addition, I'll go on to state that magic is an art form. I've said this in other videos. And just like any art, just like anything that you get good at, it takes practice, right? As a classical pianist, I've had years of practice to get to the point that I'm at. You know, if you pursue anything, it takes practice. Magic is the same way. The more that you practice magic, the better you get at it. The more you learn, the more you are able to see the results, the more the magic will work for you. Now, I'll kind of speak on what magic isn't, because I think some people get hung up here, and myself included at times. But magic is not a genie in a bottle where it's not going to grant you an instant wish fulfillment. It's not Amazon Prime. It's it's not just something like poof, the wave of a magic wand. It doesn't make anything or everything happen. It doesn't have that power. It works within what is relative to what's already in your energy or in your life, in your vortex. Some of the reasons that magic may just not be working, perhaps the magician is asking for too much at once. It is stated in a lot of the Gallery of Magic books, and I myself have come to believe this just firsthand and know this firsthand, that magic works the best when used strategically and cleverly. Trying to change your life with one ritual is not as great an idea, or does not work as effectively as using magic in a process, using it strategically throughout the process to build that momentum to what you want your result to be. Number 2 is that perhaps what you've asked for, you aren't putting in the work to make it happen. My friend and I were just talking about this the other day in regards to wealth magic. You know, and we talk about this in the podcast too, where you do this magic, but all the magic does is opens the path. It leads you to the path, but it doesn't walk it for you. You know, you set your intention, you set your desire, and with sincerity, and it aligns everything you need to be successful on that path. But then it is our job to put one foot in front of the other and take that action as we basically promised to the magic. For the magic to work, it has to have some energy to work with, right? It'll just kind of like putter out. And there's nothing for it to work with if we just sit there and expect it to do everything. Because it's not going to do that. Magic is not always predictable. It's not always accurate, even if we want it to be. You know, we can't always predict how it's going to manifest in our lives, which is maybe not a good thing, but it's important to just be open to seeing and receiving any possible way that magic can manifest in our life. Because then we are open to however it can work, rather than narrowing narrowing the flow of it with ideas and self-created beliefs. Because then it might not fit that idea that we have. The best way that magic works is to bring what is already close to you, what is actually within reach, to you. If something is right around the corner, energetically or even physically, the magic gets you closer. It gives it to you. But if something is not even in your energy field, it's not even in your life, like it's just, if a poor man did one ritual to become a billionaire, it wouldn't work. What is it going to work with? Another reason magic may not work is that the sincerity wasn't there. That we weren't sincere enough with our desires. That we kind of just half-heartedly did it, and then didn't really want the results. And if we do magic and end up not wanting the results that are manifested, then it is more likely that the magic won't work for us in the future. But if we remain open and we remain hopeful and trust that the magic will work, then it can work in whatever form. It has a freedom to work its magic and to work for us, maybe in the most unexpected ways and maybe in the way we expected. Magic allows us to take control of our reality, of the situation that we're in, using this supernatural means. But just because it's supernatural doesn't mean that it's guaranteed to work. Just like anything in life, nothing is guaranteed. But when it does work, it can work well. It can work wonders. It can blow us away. It changes our life as much as we allow that change to occur. And I think the biggest thing, where people get caught up the most in magic not manifesting, or even just any sort of like manifestations not coming to fruition, is because they're not taking the action, they're not doing the work that the magic needs, that builds the momentum for the magic to work off of. I'll give this example. My Wealth Magic podcast comrades and I were talking the other day, and we were talking about perhaps, some of us doing the Wealth Magic for a third time, and kind of discussed the idea of like, well, why would we do it now if there's not enough action taken, or if we're not yet in the next phase of our career, right? There's more action that I can take in the 3D to get myself to the next level, and then maybe I could do Wealth Magic again so that it has more to build off of, right? But if I just, expect it to get me there without putting in much more effort or much more work, it's not really going to work. We have to do the magic a favor and work with it. It's essentially just kind of laziness if we expect it to do it all for us, and it's naivety. I mean, it's not truly what magic does. It's not Harry Potter, unfortunately. But there has to be a trust that when we take this action that is aligned with whatever path we walk to receive our manifestation or to receive these results, there has to be a trust that it will work as long as we walk the path that it is leading us to. I think some of the best advice that I heard in the Gallery of Magic books, read in the Gallery of Magic books, was to use magic as a process. I mean, I know I use Wealth Magic for an example a lot, but for example, that's a long book with many rituals that you do over a span of time. And that's to shift a lot of your reality, your entire life, essentially. But it's not just one ritual. Sure, it's one book. But it's 122 days of magic. That's like almost half a year. So it's a process to be used in an order, to be used with sincerity and cleverly, and simultaneously with what we are doing in the physical, in the 3D. A lot of the magic that I do, I work with angels or just entities, and those entities are more inclined to help us when they see us helping ourselves. When they see us truly wanting something. Not just like a trivial want, But when they see that sincere desire for something and us really working to shift our reality, to change our lives, then they're like, okay, well, maybe we'll help this person. Or not even maybe, we will help this person. And the way that they could help could manifest in a multitude of ways. So it's important to maintain an open mind and not have any rigidity in our expectations of how the magic might manifest. You can't really put magic in a box. It just doesn't fit. So I'll also kind of conclude with this quote, also from Damon Brand. In Archangels of Magic, he states that when you put in the smallest real-world effort, the angels respond 100 times more dramatically than when you do nothing. And that's the case for whether you're working with angels or demons or jinn or whatever you work with. The forces on the other side will respond when they or it or whatever sees us making an effort. Magic can bring us a lot. It can bring us just about anything we can think of within reason. But it's important to not expect that and to understand that it could fail too. And if magic doesn't work for one reason or another, don't let it be something, don't let it discourage you from never trying magic again. Just work at it differently. Go about it differently. Try to learn from the failure rather than dismiss it as a whole. Because it can work. I've seen it work. I know it works. But we have to be smart with it. It's a tool that we have at our disposal. Not just something that we can get to do something for us. It's a tool that we work with in order to shift our reality. So guys, that's all for my video today. If anyone has experience with this, with doing magic and perhaps failing or not having results, and having results another time, or whatever your case may be, if you've had any examples with this, please feel free to share in the comments. I would love to hear any further examples. And for those that I know that are out there that do practice magic, has it worked for you every single time that you've done magic? Maybe that's yes, and maybe that's great. Congratulations, keep going. But for a lot of people, it may not work right away, and for one reason or another. Maybe you just don't jive with a certain type of magic, and that's okay. There's definitely something else out there that will work for you. Just have to keep practicing and keep trying. And remain open-minded and flexible. Work smarter, not harder, right? So guys, everyone have a wonderful Sagittarius season, a wonderful December. Thank you for watching if you've made it this far in the video, and until next time, guys. Peace.